Hi folks, so welcome to part 2 of working out with props from home. Still working with my black beans, so if you want to trade up to Campbell's soup or something, feel free to make a switch. Also, you can use water bottles and fill them to the top and decide how that weight feels to you. And if that weight feels too heavy, you can drink a little water, take a little weight out. Of course, hand weights are always appropriate if you have them, just trying to keep you guys from having to spend too much money on things that to supplement your practice when you actually have things in your house that you can make work. So if you use hand weights, I would say 2 or 3 pounds is probably appropriate. You could use a 5-pounder. It's going to be, I think, maybe a little on the heavy side for some of the work that we're doing because it can throw you into your neck. So do make sure if you do use something over 3 pounds that you're taking good care to make sure that you're keeping that connection between the back and your shoulder blade connected, and the work is coming from your back rather than letting that hand hang out there with that heavy weight on it, which then can feed right up and through the neck. So take your weights of choice, please. We're going to start on the wall. And the way that we finish a lot of our sessions when you guys are here with me, I have my shoes on. Forgive me for my shoes. You can do this actually with your shoes on or off, depending on where you get the best response from or the best feedback in terms of your posture and the weight distribution of your feet, etc., etc. So we're going to start by having our feet be about 12 inches from the wall, and then you're going to hinge forward and stick your booty back. Let the back of your pelvis feel heavy on the wall, and then I would suggest bending your knees a little bit, and that gives you just a little bit of room to kind of allow your pelvis to kind of fall into place. And then you're going to hinge forward. I want you to think about this as the reverse of your shoulder bridge, where if your shoulder bridge, your head is down and your hips are up. Right now your hips are down and your head in essence is up. So you're going to use your abs to stack yourself against that wall. Think lower back first, rib cage to shoulders, and then your head. And then if it feels like you have to work hard to get your head to connect to the wall, just let your head be on your spine. So we don't want you hyperextending just so that you can get your head to the wall. Most important are that your 2 hips are equally connected to the wall and that your bottoms of both of your shoulder blades, if your body skeleton allows you. I have a forward leaning shoulder. It's actually the way that my kind of the bones work there. So I can get that shoulder on there, but if you can't get that on there, what you're looking for is simply to be as wide across the front of your collarbone as you can be. And then you have your 2 weights in your hands. We're going to start with the wall as we do when we're in the studio together. So you're going to reach your hands up shoulder height, and against the reach of your fingertips or your knuckles, you're going to plug your shoulder blades into that wall. Before you even start to move your weights in your arms, I want you to feel the back of your pelvis heavy, your 2 shoulder blades carving into the wall, and I want you to feel your abs lifting in and up towards the ceiling. I want you to feel like your tailbone is reaching towards the floor. So you're still keeping that core nice and strong and firm. And we're going to start with arm circles right here. We're going to do 10 in each direction. I want you to feel like your single leg circles, that you pause at the end of every rotation. And I do want you to feel the bottom of that shoulder blade, the bottom of that scapula hugging into the wall on your work. And here's 6, I think. Here's 7. Here's 8. Here's 9. It's funny how quickly these weights get heavy. And here's 10. Let's go the other direction. So when we do this as kind of our cool down during our sections, this is 2. We do just a couple, 3, 4, or 5, but because we're trying to make this more of an arm workout, that's why we're doing more repetitions. Do what's good for your body, honor what's good for your body. Here's 3 more, and here's 2, pausing at the end, and here's 1. Lower your hands down and let your arms just kind of hang loosely off of your arm sockets. And then we're going to do basically the beginning of a roll-up, only we're using our roll-up form to roll off the wall. So you're going to pull your abs in and up. You're going to take your chin towards your chest, You're going to allow your abs to continue to lift. You actually kind of here do push your lower back into the wall as you peel your shoulder blades off and then your rib cage off. Your back of your pelvis will stay nice and heavy. And while you're here, you can look down at your feet. You want to make sure that your feet, the weight is equally distributed into all four corners of both of your feet. Now, if you have any kind of osteoporosis issues, I prefer that you actually, please do not flex over. I want you to hinge forward instead. But if you are free of any type of bone density issues, then you can allow yourself to keep lifting your waist, letting your head be nice and heavy. In either case, whether you're hinged or whether you're bent, your abs are lifting and your tailbone is staying connected to the wall. You're going to start with just lazy arm circles right here. Your abs are lifting up. Your arms are circling almost as freely as you can make them. Swing in the sockets. Then we'll do one more here and then we'll reverse that around and up. Pausing at the end of every rotation. And 3 more. And again, do you feel those shoulder blades helping to direct traffic, to direct what's going on with your hands? Then let your hands come to a stillness. Use your abs to lay your spine back up that wall. Your rib cage works up, your shoulder blades work up, your collarbone goes wide, your head is nice and heavy. Then you're going to reach your hands out to shoulder height again, and then you're going to separate your feet a little and you're going to slide down the wall. I will tell you it's going to mess up your hair, so just allow yourself to come to terms with that. So we're going to do a little arm work while we're working our quads and our glutes. So you're going to sit like you're sitting on the wall, on a chair. You're still respecting that curve in your lower spine. Your shoulder blades are still connected to the mat with a nice wide collarbone. Double check that both sides of your pelvis feel equally connected to the mat. And then feel like you're weighting all 4 corners of both of your feet. Then let your hands glide up to shoulder height. And we'll start our circles from here. 1, here's 2, abs are in and up. Here's 3, here's 4, here's 5, here's 6, 4 to go. Remember guys, if the weights start to be heavy, you can lose the weights and still get a very good workout without your hands needing the weights. Let's do one more for good measure and let's reverse it for 10. And here's 9, and here's 8, here's 7, here's 6, here's 5, here's 4, 3, and 2, and 1. Let your arms drop down for a second. Let your right ear drop to your right shoulder. Come back to the center. Do the same to the other. If you need to stand up in between, go ahead and stand up in between. Otherwise, we're going to move right on. Your arms are going to raise up to shoulder height. You're going to press them away. And raise your hands up. Think chest expansion. Pull your collarbone wider. Reach through the back of your triceps. Knuckles reach to the floor. 4 more, please. And reach down. And 3 more. Last 2. And last 1. Then let your hands or your cans come to rest on the wall. Kind of shimmy yourself up the wall. And then keeping the back of your palms pressing into the cans pressing into the wall. Slide one of your feet back until you feel it reach the intersection of the floor and the wall. And then just slide yourself straight up the wall. Let yourself hug the wall here. Press your hands into your cans onto the wall. Press yourself off the wall, holding onto that nice straight spine. Then we're going to take our cans and we're going to use them for a little hug tree. So your arms will be open a little wider than your body. Let's see if you can get me I can get you in the frame, or you can get me in the frame. You're going to, again, lift your abs in and up. Your tailbone is reaching towards the floor. You're going to hug like you're hugging the biggest tree in the forest. Big wide hug, and then you're going to reach your hands away. Again, this is not going to be a throwaway move, so your shoulder blades will glide towards each other. Your collarbone will get wider. You push your hands together. You pull your arms apart. And as your hands come together, your abs are pulling in and up. Your collarbone is staying wide, so we're not hollowing out here. And then you're pressing and you're pressing away. And here's 4 and away. Here's 3 and away. Here's 2 and here's 1. Press it out. Let your hands come down to your sides. Let your right ear drop to your right shoulder. Come back to the center. Let your left ear drop to your left shoulder. come back to the center. Let's do a little work on our triceps. So you're going to bend your elbows and you're going to bring the cans right above your head. Then your ears are going to, your elbows are going to actually hug into the sides of your head. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see my stature. I want you to hinge forward and step 1 foot forward. Then I want you to pull both hips back, lengthen your tailbone. This looks a little bit like our going up front, right? So think your box is square, it's just hinged forward. Then you're going to reach your hands straight up to the ceiling and press them back. So keep thinking shoulder blades climbing away from your ears or pulling away from your ears. Your abs are in and up. We're going to do 10 of these. We're going to switch feet in 2 more reps. And down. And last one like this, just for the moment. Stand up straight. Step forward with your opposite foot. Hinge forward. Make sure your shoulders and your hips are aligned. Your abs are pulling in. Your tailbone is reaching down. You're going to reach those those elbows next to your head. Then you're going to bend your elbows and push up, up, up. If you need to lose one of these weights and just use one weight at a time, that's absolutely fine. If you have 2 of these cans, try to hug them together. It's going to keep your arms on the more narrow side. Last 2. And last one. Then let yourself come to a standing position, and we're going to move right into a little bit of tricep work. So you're going to, more tricep work. You're going to hinge forward again. You're going to bring your arms, let the weights hang right off your shoulder blades. Then we're going to pull those elbows in, and we're going to press them away. Again, the return is not a throwaway. You're going to pull those elbows in and press them away, and pull in and press out, and pull in and press out, and 2 more like this, working the collarbone. Then you're going to press your hands straight up to the ceiling, bend at the elbow, and press back and bend at the elbow. I want you to think about pulling straps on the reformer. So your abs are in and up, your tailbone is long. Here's 2 more. And here's 1 more. Then reach those hands out long. Reach your heart forward, pull your abs in, and then pulse up for 10, and 9, and 8, and 7. Last 6, last 5, 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Bend your elbows in, stack your spine back up. How we doing, guys? How about that T-press, everybody's favorite from the reformer? We're going to hinge forward again. We're going to bring our arms out to shoulder height. Imagine that your arms are on a shelf. So you're going to reach your hands straight back to pull your heart forward, and then you're going to reach back to where you came from. Your arms stay right on the same level as your shoulders. Get wider in your reach as you reach back to your return. And here's 3. Get wider. And here's 2. Get wider. Check in with your abs. 1. Get wider. Now reach back, place your palms towards each other, and let's pump for 10, and 9, and 8, like you're clapping your hands. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let your hands come to a stillness right in line with your shoulder blades or your collarbone. Roll your spine up 1 vertebra at a time. Lift the crown of